One thing about thoughts brought by anxiety is that they're gonna feel so real. Anxious thoughts are gonna feel so real, and it's always the worst case scenario. It's always the worst thing that can happen. What if you die? What if you develop cancer? What if it's a heart attack? It's always the worst case scenario, because anxiety is gonna do everything for you to engage it, for you to protect yourself from the danger that it believes is there. Anxious thoughts will always come with emotions, and these emotions feel so urgent, they feel so painful, they feel like you feel like you need to take action. I struggle so much with anxious emotions, anxious thoughts. My thoughts were so, especially for people who struggle with the health anxiety. It's always like, for example, if you hear someone has died of something, maybe a heart attack, you or even just randomly you just think that you're gonna die because of how you feel, and these things compels you that you need to go to the hospital, you need to get checked. When you go to the hospital, doctors do all types of tests, everything is clean. Then when you come back home, it's always another thought. Anxiety latches on something else. What if it's this? What if it's this? What if, ask ChatGPT, maybe it's something else. So it's a continuous cycle. You are stuck in a loop. Once you understand how anxiety works, once you understand that also these emotions are part of anxiety, then you won't need to react to these emotions. You will only respond with acceptance and, allow the emotions to be there, because emotions are also part of anxiety, and they're gonna be painful. I struggled so much. Painful emotions was one of my biggest struggles, because I dislike pain, but anxiety taught me that, sometimes you can just be, uncomfortable. You can experience discomfort, but it doesn't mean that you are unsafe. You can be safe, but still experiencing discomfort. Human beings, we are wired to avoid discomfort. We are wired to avoid pain. If there is pain here and there is pleasure here, you're gonna choose pleasure, because human beings, we are wired to avoid pain. We are wired to avoid discomfort. So don't blame yourself. Sometimes even acceptance, sometimes even allowing can be so difficult, because it is painful. So part of what I teach in my program is that you need to be comfortable. You need to experience discomfort with the emotions. Of course, they are gonna be painful, but what's the worst thing that can happen? Because emotions don't lead to anything. One thing you need to know is that anxiety is just anxiety. It can develop into you going crazy, you developing these, big diseases. No, anxiety is anxiety. And once you learn why you are having anxiety, once you learn how anxiety works, once you learn what made you to feel that way and avoid that trap again, then you'll be able to overcome anxiety. Thoughts are just thoughts. They are anxious energy, and you are in the state of survival. So your brain is gonna latch onto anything so that you can prevent